Welcome to my channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Incidents that are liable for compensation. Because your rights as a cruise ship passengers can become limited, it is important to know what you can receive compensation for. Even from the cruise lines, the website of the cruise line should come with the passengers' bills of rights and that resembles and includes at least the following. A full refund will be given if a trip is cancelled because of mechanical failure. A partial refund will be given if you are in the middle of a voyage and mechanical failure happens. The right to have medical attention available on ships that operate beyond rivers or coastal waters. The right to have a backup generator on board. The right to lodging if the ship must dock in an unscheduled port overnight due to mechanical failure. Serious incidents that are liable for compensation to you or to family include drowning and near drowning during the cruise in the on-board swimming pools or by falling overboard. Disappearance during the cruise dangerous condition that harm yourself or family during the cruise. Slip and falls accident, rape and sexual assaults during the cruise, and in the Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Acts. Signed into a law 2010, the Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Act expounds on the right of passenger safety and requires cruise ships to have guardrails that are at least 34 inches high, have peepholes, latch locks, and time-sensitive keycard locks in all passengers and crew cabin doors. Implementation of fire safety codes, installment of technology that alerts when passengers fall overboard, installment of a sound warning system, have at least one crew member trained in crime scene preservation, have a logbook to record all alleged crimes, missing person, death, and passengers' complaints over crimes, have statistical information posted on a public website that is maintained by the Coast Guard. Report all crimes and disappearance to the Coast Guard or other nearby authority. If you are injured due to a cruise line's negligence is fulfilling these requirements, you can easily win your case for compensation with a maritime lawyer. Law and acts relevant to crew and seamen, crew members and seamen have significantly more laws and acts that are relevant to them than passengers, which is natural because unlike passengers, you as a shipmate are placed in far more occasions for injury or even death. And then there is maritime law, maintenance and cure. Maintenance and cure may be the most commonly used statute for injury claim settlement in maritime law, and this may be because all that is required to win this settlement is for the worker to have been injured while they were working. It is not necessary to elaborate how or when the accident happened. It is also common simply because of the risk circumstances ship crew are exposed in an unstable environment. The maintenance health of statute requires the employer to cover the cost of the workers' living expenses while they are recovering, while maintenance covers obligatory expenses such as rent and taxes. It does not cover optional ones such as TV streaming subscription. And then the cure, half of the statute refers to the medical costs needed to allow the victim to fully recover, which in addition to recovering and cost of the prisoner appointments themselves, also covers the cost to get to those appointments. And then maritime law, the Jones Act. This act, another means of protecting the rights of injured seamen, but an important aspect of this act is that the responsibility of proving an accident was caused by the negligence of the owner of the ships or boat lies on you, the victim. However, the amount of proof required is much lower than in normal personal injury cases because of that fact. So long as you can prove your employer had some part to play in the accident, regardless of how remote the part, you can win the case. Accepted proofs include failure to ensure seaworthiness of the ship and equipment, failure to provide sufficient trained tools or safety gear, willfully leave spills on the ship's deck, neglecting placement, inappropriate sign, such as warning and hazard sign, allowing co-work assault, making you work too many hours or do work beyond the capabilities of a single person that causes fatigue and injuries from repetitive actions. Your compensation will be calculated based on the damages inflicted on which which will affect the compensation by how severe they are and circumstances surrounding the injury. You have 2 to 3 years to file your claim under the Jones Act. And then maritime law, the Longshore and Harbor Workers' Compensation Act, or LHWCA. This is the act to be aware of if you, as an employer, are injured while over navigable waters or when injured on or around adjoining areas of state waters. Common instances of accidents that fall under this act are injuries that are obtained while loading and unloading cargo, repairing the ship or boats, and etc. Under this act, employers are required to pay 66% or 2 per 3 of your usual weekly wage during your recovery. If you are permanently disabled, such as the loss of a limb, the employer must compensate you for your compromised earning capacity. Lastly, if you are the spouse of a deceased worker who died in a way that is covered under this act, you are entitled to 50% pay established by the Secretary of State's National Average. After your injury, you only have 1 year to file your claim that either starts the day of the injury or the day your employer stops paying your compensation. Even if your employer starts paying your compensation after the accident, it is advised that you still file a formal claim before the first anniversary of your accident. This is to make sure there is no confusion. You are filing in order to receive your entitled benefits. Maritime Law, Death on a High Seas Act, enacted in 1920. This act cannot benefit the deceased, but the family of the deceased can still receive compensation for losing their loved one, and at the time the act was written into law, the primary income maker of the household. This act is enforced when the accident occurs more than 3 miles away from U.S. and U.S. territory shores. Compensation is given if the death of the worker was caused by a wrongful act, for example, a crime, through neglect of ship owner or other crew in maintaining the integrity of the ships and its equipment, or by a default that occurred on a high seas. As the surviving family or representative of the deceased, the amount of compensation you can receive is calculated based on what the deceased worker would have made on the voyage, and based on the care any children of the deceased worker have no loss. In other words, your compensation is the income the deceased would have brought minus the amount they would have used on themselves. The deceased spouse can even receive compensation for domestic household services they would have provided and pecuniary compensation. Representative of the deceased worker have 3 years after the death to claim compensation. And the maritime law, conflicts in contracts, liens, and mortgage. When disputes occur regarding maritime contracts, lien, and/or mortgage of a vessel arise, the disputes are settled in a federal court instead of civil court like land-based disputes of this sort are settled. Under the admiralty law, the federal courts also serve as a forum for employees who need to plead the cases of being unpaid or underpaid. If you intend to record a lien for a documented vessel, 46 U.S. Constitution 31343/2007 states that you must state the nature of lien, the date your lien was established between you and the owner of the vessel or you and the trusted manager of the vessel, the amount of the lien, the name and address of the one you made your agreement with, and you need to sign and acknowledge the record. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye, guys.